So as I said in my last video that I don't have much idea for my content, and I said I'm gonna do something like people and word. That's what I would call it. It's where I'm to read out a saying or a quote and see if it fits into my life with people, or I'm going to talk about people in my life or and relate it to quotes and stuff. So it shouldn't be much entertaining for most of people if you're watching, but then so my friends, so you guys will get an idea anyway. So I'm gonna read it out now. All right. Okay. So this is from Doctor Who. It's Amelia Pond says it to the doctor in the episode "The Girl Who Waited." So it goes something like this. You know when sometimes you meet someone so beautiful, and then you actually talk to them, and 5 minutes later they're as dull as a brick. But then there's other people, and you meet them, and you think, not bad, they're okay. And when you get to know them, their face just sort of becomes them, like their personalities written all over it, and they just turn into something so beautiful. Rory is the most beautiful man I ever met. That's what Amelia Pond, aka Karen Gillan, said to the doctor in Doctor Who. So yeah, well actually there are two people that I have come across who fit into this saying. The first person fits into the first part till the dull as a brick, and the other person follows the rest of the part. So I'm gonna say something about the first person. It's like when I was in year 9 or 10, there used to be the senior fella in A1 or A2, and I had heard him talk a few times with his friends about how he wants to go for arts and drama or music or dancing something, but his parents won't allow. And then I would think to myself, oh, this person is like the rest of us who, can't get to do things that they can't, but then they're still trying to. And then there was once when this guy, I went to him and told him that, oh, that uncle over there is calling you. And he's like, oh, okay, bro, thanks. And he was nice. So from that moment, I thought, oh, this guy's cool. He's a nice person, and there must be more to him than it seems. So a year back, not a year back, 6 months back or so, I have seen him post so many posts and sharing so many things on Facebook. Those were interesting, of course. Like, oh, okay, this guy seems to be interesting still. Why not knock him up? And I knocked him up, and I talked with him a few times, like chatted and stuff, and then I felt like, oh, okay, not as interesting as I thought. Well, it's my fault actually. I shouldn't have put so many standards onto him or tags that, oh, he met with this great person and stuff, but then, yeah, well, he didn't actually meet the criteria. But no, well, but he's not as dull as a brick. That's just a saying, but then it applies to him to a certain extent. Now, for the second person, about not bad, they're okay and stuff, with the rest of the quote. As most of you know, I went to GYLC last year, so there was this fella there, and the first time I met him was when we were having our dinner. It was a full table, and there was this girl and this other guy. They were having sort of an argument of standards. The girl had pretty high standards of how men should be, and the fella had opposing feelings and opposing reaction to why she has so many standards. But then those two are not related to the guy, but then the guy was there, and that guy told the guy, don't be too rude, let her be. Then it clicked me, oh, he's a nice person, seems like it. He's standing up for something that doesn't bother him, but then still he's doing it anyway. Yeah, and then at the end, 3 days of the GYLC trip, he was my roommate. And one night, my friend Minhal and I and him were talking about things in life and sharing things. And he was pretty honest and bold about his life and what he was doing and how things has been with him. So, and I like those kind of people who are honest and bold and say about themselves, and and doesn't don't bother what people think of him. Something that I lack. So I'm like, okay, nice person, nice fella, cool. But then by that time, I didn't realize that okay, to me he started as a normal person. But then, as I started talking to him, his personality was written all over his face. And then we got back to our own country, our own homes. Then I knocked him up once, twice. We chatted a bit, and then I liked the way he thinks. Like I asked him 3 questions, and sort of rough days for me. But then, yeah, I asked him 3 weird questions, and the way he answered them was kind of funny. I have them over here. So I'm gonna read out my questions and what he responded to them. First one: is it okay to sacrifice minority for majority? That's what I asked. Well, that question I got it from Naruto. So, oof. And he said, doesn't matter, everyone dies. True, everyone dies. Okay. Second question: can a child still breathe inside the adult? He said, it breathes, but through his mother, cause obviously there is nowhere. That's kind of funny, cause I didn't ask him about pregnancy or childbirth. I asked him in some other sense, but then he took it a bit too literally. That's kind of funny. That cracked me up that time bad. Okay, third one: who runs the puppet show? And he replied, I have no idea which puppet show you're talking about, but I'm pretty sure blah 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 is behind everything along with blah blah blah. Well, he said two people's or organizations' name in the blah blah blah, but I think telling them out on the internet is not a good idea. So yeah. Even though I barely know this guy, we just chatted and been with each other for 10 days in GYLC. Not actually 10 days, but 5 or something, because big group, so many people. So yeah, I think he is sort of amazing, if not beautiful. Yeah, so that's about it to him. And if he's watching this, if you're watching this, sorry if any of this offended you or something, but I only meant well to both of the people, the first and the army guy. Yeah, so he's in army. The guy I'm talking about, he's in army for 2 years, and that's another amazing thing about him, because I never had a friend who's in the army or anything in military, so he is, and that's kind of cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So that will be my first people and words video. Yeah. Well then, that's it for this time. So see ya next time.